So, this all started with a popcorn craving. I know, weird way to begin a revenge story, but trust me, it's important. I was home alone on a rainy Thursday night in Portland, Oregon. I had just gotten off a brutal Zoom meeting with my marketing team, the kind where people pretend to smile while they internally spiral. I wanted comfort. I wanted to curl up, eat popcorn, and rewatch Parks and Rec on Netflix. I boot up the TV, grab the remote, scroll to my Netflix profiles, and that's when I see it. John's profile. Still there, except John and I had broken up 2 months ago, and not on good terms. He cheated. Emotionally at first, then physically. He swore up and down it wasn't real cheating, whatever that means. Said he just needed clarity. Well, I gave him clarity, a suitcase on the porch, and a very polite bye. But apparently, he was still using my Netflix account. My premium Netflix account. With all the add-ons. That's when the idea started forming. At first, I just renamed his profile. From John to Cheater. I laughed. It felt petty. But not enough. So, I went further. I changed the profile icon to the grinning monkey, you know, the one. And then I switched his maturity settings to toddler mode. Suddenly, all he could watch were Cocomelon and My Little Pony. I felt electric. But I wasn't done. I opened his watch history. Dude was halfway through Breaking Bad. So I deleted it. Every last episode. He'd have to start from scratch. Then came the final cherry. I uploaded a custom profile icon. Yes, it's possible. A screenshot of the last message I sent him when I found out about him and Rachel from accounting. I hope the clarity was worth it. I screen recorded the whole process and sent it to my best friend Jules. She sent back 5 skull emojis and said, "Post this on TikTok right now." So I did, and it blew up. Like, viral. People started sharing their own petty revenge stories. In the comments, my ex used my Spotify, changed his playlist to whale sounds. One person made a whole Google Slides presentation they printed and mailed to their ex's new partner. But the best part? John texted me. Very mature, M. So I replied, more mature than your viewing options, apparently. Enjoy Cocomelon. That should have been the end of it. But it wasn single quotes T. Because 3 days later, I got a DM. From someone named Jessica. Hey, I think we need to talk about John. Asterisk, you ever play one of those online escape rooms where every puzzle leads to another? And it feels like you're getting closer to something huge. But you're also losing your mind. That was me. Except my escape room was a Netflix account. And the prize wasn't treasure, it was proof. After I changed the password, I didn't stop there. I checked the watch history. Turns out, Dear Evan had a thing for K-dramas, true crime docs, and the occasional rom-com titled something like Love in the Time of Pastrami. Cute. But what really caught my eye was the continue watching list. There was a show on there called Dirty Money, Season 2. One episode in particular, The Mole. And that's when the light bulb went off. You see, a year ago, Evan got a job at a mid-sized financial firm. Told everyone it was boring back office stuff. But his hours were weird. His pay jumps didn't make sense. And when I asked questions, he gave me the "it's complicated" babe shrug. So I googled the firm in the middle of an insider trading investigation. No names named yet. But I'd bet my last bottle of red that Evan was sweating bullets. I started digging through my old texts, voicemails, bank statements. Nothing concrete until I remembered that one time he borrowed my laptop for a quick client call. I hadn't wiped the history. There it was, a draft email saved in Gmail. Not his account. Mine. Subject, backup plan. Body, if this hits the fan. I'm flying out Sunday. Check Cayman folder. Oh, Evan. Now. You'd think I'd go to the feds, right? Or the SEC. But nah, that's not my style. See, the beauty of revenge isn't in the destruction. It's in the art. I created a fake account on LinkedIn, posed as a recruiter for a boutique investment firm. I messaged Evan. Hi Evan, we're super impressed with your background in high-risk asset portfolios. Would love to hop on a call this week. He took the bait. Meanwhile, I logged into his NETFLİX again and made a few profile changes. Renamed his profile to Rat. Set his avatar to a rodent. Created a new watch list. Ethics for Dummies, Prison Break, The Laundromat, and You Can't Run Forever. Petty? Oh, absolutely. But the real masterpiece was yet to come. I scheduled a Zoom interview for Friday. Told him to be ready for a technical Q&A. Then I spent hours building a fake background using OBS complete with a fake firm logo, fake attendee list, and even a virtual assistant bot named Jill. He logged in wearing his best tie, looking like a kid trying to sell lemonade to the FBI. I smiled, introduced myself as Miss Carter. Then I asked one question. What do you think is the most effective strategy for laundering 7 figures without attracting Vincent's scrutiny? His eyes twitched. His mouth opened, closed, opened again, and then the screen went dark. Disconnected. I laughed so hard. Gus came running into the room, tail wagging. But I wasn't done. Because revenge isn't just about making them panic. It's about letting them know you're always one step ahead. And baby, we were only at episode 2. Asterisk the moment Evan disconnected from the Zoom call. I knew 2 things. 1. He was definitely guilty. 2. He tried to get ahead of whatever he thought was coming, which meant I had to stay ahead of him. I logged back into his NETFLÍX account, just to check if he'd noticed anything. The rat avatar was gone. He'd renamed the profile private. Cute, but not subtle. That night, I got a notification. A new Google Doc had been added to a shared folder we'd used for grocery lists ages ago. I clicked a title. For H it was a letter. Or maybe a warning. I don't know what you think you know. But if you've been really watching, you'll see this wasn't all my doing. Check the Cayman folder if you must. But be careful. People are watching. Not just you. Chills. I opened my old MacBook. The one he'd borrowed during our golden era. It took some dusting and 17 minutes to boot up. But eventually, I found it. Cayman. A folder buried inside another folder labeled Taxes. 2017. Inside, PDFs. Dozens of them. Transaction records. Internal memos. Photos of wire transfers to offshore accounts. And one labeled July meeting _audio.m for A. I hit play. Evan's voice. Shaky. So we're agreed. If this leaks, it's Ava who takes the fall. Another voice. Male. Familiar. Derek Monroe. That. Name again. The same Derek Monroe from Eastline Media. My old boss. The man who orchestrated my firing. Suddenly, it all snapped into place. Evan's financial job. Derek's sudden interest in crypto exposes. The dummy accounts. The Cayman folder. Derek had been laundering money through media shell companies, and Evan, he was his accountant. I stared at the screen. Heart THUDDING. My revenge wasn't just petty now. It was federal. I had enough here to nuke them both. But I didn't call the authorities. Not yet. Instead, I did what any woman with a grudge and a flair for digital drama would do. I packaged the documents, put together a sleek, anonymous press packet, then created a burner email and sent it to 5 investigative reporters. With one subject line, from the vault, the digital paper trail you missed. By morning, it was trending. Reddit, Twitter, TikTok, you name it. Hashtag Cayman leak was everywhere. Eastline Media issued a vague statement about rogue employees. Evan deleted his LinkedIn. Derek, he went completely silent. But the cherry on top, 2 days later, I got an email. No sender, no subject, just a single line. You did what Lily couldn't. J. Lily, asterisk that name again. And just like that, I realized this wasn't over. Because revenge stories, they don't end when the villain falls. They end when you realize you were never just a bystander in someone else's plot. You were the author all along. Asterisk. I didn't sleep for 2 nights. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that anonymous message. You did what Lily couldn't. J. But what did Lily try to do? I started digging. Eastline's intranet was gone scrubbed. The Slack archives had been nuked. But there's always a back channel. I remembered an old group chat, cutroom_burner. It used to be a vent space for off-air editors and fact-checkers. Back when we'd clock 18-hour days with no overtime. I typed in the URL for a dead message board we used to haunt. It loaded, half broken, but still breathing. And there she was. Lily Rhodes, username, Redpin11. Last active, 3 days before she was fired. Her last post. If this thread goes silent, it wasn't paranoia. It was protocol. There was a video link. Password protected. I tried a few old office memes. Nothing worked. Then I typed cutroom. The video started. Lily disheveled, pale, looking straight at the camera. If you're watching this, it means I failed. I tried to stop Derek. I tried to leak the Cayman files. He found out. Said I had unauthorized access. HR didn't ask questions. But he's not just laundering money. He's blackmailing sources, fabricating exposes. People have disappeared. I felt cold. She continued, her voice cracking. He doesn't just destroy careers. He erases people. I copied what I could too. A drive labeled Nebraska. It's hidden at the lake house. Lake house. I knew the one. Eastline used it for company retreats. One weekend, Derek bragged about having it bugged for employee safety. I packed a bag, drove 6 hours, lied to the gate guard. It was abandoned. I found the dock, the boathouse. Underneath a loose floorboard, a flash drive, wrapped in duct, taped back home. I plugged it in, encrypted files. One folder opened, witness_X, emails, contracts, leaked scripts, fake headlines. Videos of Derek coaching anonymous whistleblowers on what to say. This wasn't journalism. This was weaponized media. And Lily had uncovered it all. I had what I needed. So I published it. A blog. A video. Data dumps. Everything. All under the banner. The Lily Protocol. By morning, Reddit was on fire. Major outlets picked it up. Derek's face was plastered everywhere. He tried to deny it. Claimed deepfakes. But there was too much. The patterns were clear. The evidence irrefutable. By the end of the week, Eastline Media suspended operations. The board resigned. And Derek. He vanished. No statement. No charges. No closure. Just gone. Weeks passed. Then I got one last message. No sender. He's off grid. Cayman isn't done. But you gave Lily her justice. J. I stared at the screen, then closed the laptop. Because this wasn't about revenge anymore. It was about ghosts. And some ghosts don't want peace. They want witnesses. I see you, Lily. We all do now. So yeah. That's how a popcorn craving spiraled into the unraveling of a corporate money laundering empire. I started out just wanting to block an ex from my Netflix account. But somewhere between deleting his Breaking Bad history and uncovering encrypted files from a boathouse, I realized something. Revenge isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, precise, patient. Sometimes it's not about payback, it's about setting the record straight. It's about finishing the story someone else was forced to leave behind. Lily deserved justice. The truth deserved oxygen. And I just happened to be holding the match. But here's the thing. People like Derek don't stay gone for long. Guys like him always find new shadows to hide in, new people to use, new platforms to manipulate. He may have disappeared, but his playbook is still out there, being copied, upgraded, monetized. So if you're listening to this thinking, "Oh, that got dark fast," you're not wrong. But you're also not powerless. We all have our own Netflix profile moment. That second where something small feels off and you feel that spark. Trust it. Investigate it. Follow it. Because sometimes your ex watching love in the time of pastrami is just the tip of an international crime ring. And sometimes your late night petty revenge isn't petty at all. It's justice in disguise. So the next time someone tells you revenge is immature, smile. And maybe, just maybe, rename their profile cheater before you blow the whole system wide open. *** if you loved this story, or found yourself yelling "yes girl" at your screen at least once. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because there are more stories where this came from. Drop your wildest revenge moment in the comments. We might feature it in our next episode. Follow for more truish, twisted, to dash good dash to dash be dash fake digital sagas. And hey, if someone's out there watching this on their ex's account, maybe it's time to check your own continue watching list. You never know what secrets are buffering in the back.